morning, sister.
I had to switch to my phone.
Yes. Oh, you wasn't on your phone, you was on your computer, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, I need to look into that. I'm glad that actually happened.
Wow.
Because I had set up for my computer.
I love your style. You're beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh, shit. Can you see me okay? Because it's kind of, I didn't mean to, I set up for my computer. How do I sound? Do you see everything?
Beautiful, like excellent. Yes, I see you. Tout le monde la voit bien. So sorry, I'm going to talk French, I think everybody see her very well. See how beautiful she is. So she's the creator of this beautiful deck that she gonna talk about it to us. Elle va nous en parler. Alors, je suis désolée mon anglais. My English is like very slow, but yeah. You understand me, I guess.
Yeah, of course. Of course, your English is perfect.
Thank you. Okay, so I was explaining how I found your oracle and how I fall in love with it and how I contact you and everything, like how you explain to me all your peripety. Mm-hmm. So I would love for you to introduce you, everything you want to say about how this project born for you and how you started it.
Yeah, I mean, so hi everyone. My name is Aminat. I live in the UK and I'm actually of Nigerian descent. I was born here, raised partially in the US. So I'm of the Yoruba ethnic group, which is in Nigeria. And so like Nubia, I've been a Pan-Africanist, I've been in a conscious community, I've been into what I call Western spiritualism. That is tarot, crystals, Reiki, energy healing since I was about 18. So probably in about 2009 was when I really started paying attention to my dreams. So I've been like obsessed with the tarots for years, and I never made the connection with my spirituality. So my ethnic group are called the Yorubas, like I said, and the indigenous spirituality, like many of you probably know, is the Orishas, like Oshun, Yemoja, Yeyemaya, Shango, Ogun, all those deities. So I've always separated, like, okay, this is West Africa, and what I'm into, the tarot crystals, oracle cards, that's Western. So I've always kept them separate, like, okay, there's no link. So maybe in 2009 was when I started having this dreams, and this where women would just appear to me, and they would take me to different areas of the world. They've taken me to Egypt in my astral travels, Sudan to look at the pyramids, and I didn't understand what was going on. So when I went back into my own spiritual practice deeply, I met my teacher. He's an Ifa priest. I think many of you probably know what Ifa is. Ifa is the oracle, the sacred oracle of the Orisha tradition. It is just one. There's two kinds of oracles. Ifa is the main one that everybody knows. So my teacher was an Ifa priest. So when he orientated me to what our tradition truly is, so because I have the knowledge base like Nubia does with the tarot, crystals, being a Pan-Africanist, conscious goddess, so I can, you have that language already, and you can see similarities. That's when I realized that there is no separation really. There's a common ground, and I even believe that the source, I know the source was actually in Africa. So long story short, I found, because I knew about the triple goddess theory in the Western spirituality. Again, that is the crone, the maiden, and the mother. Or they say the maiden, mother, and the crone. But on our side, on the West African side, I found these 3 primordial goddesses. I don't even know if you can call them goddesses. They're not Orisha. They're not Orisha. So their names are Iyami, and Iyami means my mother. So, or sometimes the Yoruba people call them Awon Iya. So that means my mothers. So the Orisha people will refer to these women, they will venerate them even before doing important things. The kings, everyone will always call upon these mothers. And I say, who are they? So I said, it's very difficult to find information on them because their paths is so old. So when I started looking at the symbolism, because I study symbolism, numbers, again, numerology, all the things that we're trained on, right? I started using the lenses of what I learned from the Western spiritual, and I started looking at it through that in my own spirituality. Because I understand the language, I was able to see that these Iyami are actually the West African triple goddesses. So because of our tradition in Africa, I could say this safely, most indigenous tradition, as a matter of fact, we really put up, eldership, especially if the elder is respectable. So I found out that our goddesses, the crone was actually first. So this is the crone, out of the triple goddess, this is her.
Wow. Beautiful.
So the crone is first because she's older. I have to keep tapping my phone. And then the mother is next. And then the maiden is next because age always precedes.
What she's wearing?
She's wearing...
Is it black pearl?
Yes. So yeah, that's a very good question. Her color is all black. So her motif... So she's called... So this is the prototype of my deck, you guys. It's not completed yet, so there's no label. But she's called Aje Dudu. Aje Dudu. So that is, she is of the black cloth. So that's the crone. Because they never called her crone in my research. I just noticed that they categorize these Iyami into colors. So because I studied Western symbolism deeply, and I understand what color black, I understand the color red, and I understand the color white. So when I started seeing these 3 colors being repeated in my tradition, I was like, something is up. So that's where the whole idea came from. So I said, in 2010, 2011, I started thinking, I want to create an oracle deck around them. Started doing more research. That's when I started seeing the similarities. That's when I started seeing the symbolism of these 3 women amongst the other female orishas, which is Oshun. So in my deck, I'm going to teach you how these female women, let me find the other 3, are connected to mostly all the female orishas and some of the men. So that's really the basis of this deck. It is, you can call it an Orisha deck, but it's not necessarily that, because it speaks of the primordial triple goddess in Orisha worship and how they connect to the other deities. And this deck is going to be mostly 95% female. So some of the female Orishas that you've never heard of or you don't have the information on, I have researched them and I'm bringing them forth. Yeah.
And we're going to have more series, like we're going to meet like each Friday. We're going to have an appointment for you to present more and more for people to know more about them. Yes, great.
Yeah, so that's it.
So you, just a question quickly, because sister asked, where can we find the deck?
So the deck is not ready yet because this is a one-woman show. I was just talking to Nubia. Nubia is...
Yeah, she do everything. Elle fait tout par elle-même, en fait.
Yeah. So
avec les artistes.
I just received the prototype. So if you know anything about because she's a creator. Nubia is a creator. She understands. So I've been doing this all by myself. It's self-funded. I did go on Indiegogo. I had a campaign, and about 21 people, including Nubia, that's how she found me, really contributed, which helped me a lot because I just came back from Nigeria. So it's not ready yet. I'm hoping latest is going to be ready in July. It may be sooner, but yeah, it's not ready yet. I mean, if people want to pre-order and still help me out, that would really help me out. But if you don't want to, if you rather wait for it to come out, absolutely fine. But if you go on my Instagram and you click on the Indiegogo page, you can read more information as well. Yeah.
Allez voir sur sa campagne Indiegogo. Vraiment aller voir les cartes. Sorry, I'm talking French for some. But like, yeah, you have to click on the link and see the card and see everything she presents. Yeah, okay, let's see. Wow.
So this is the maiden. So you know how in the triple goddess archetype. So you have like I said, our tradition, and I need to follow the way Africans, our West African ancestors view age. So in this deck, it's going to be the crone is going to be first. She's going to be last because she's the youngest. So see her color is white. So this is Aje Fun Fun Fun. Aje, she's Iyami Fun Fun. So Fun Fun means white.
Okay.
So you see the thing about these women, and you will understand this because you study ancient Egyptology. We don't know their real name. And I'll tell you something really, really deep. When I asked her name, she said, no, she's not going to tell me her name, that she's known by hundreds of names, praise names. Yes. If you remember in ancient Egypt,
they used to have plenty names.
Sekhmet. Sekhmet found out the real name of Ra.
Yes. I see Asata too.
Yeah. So she found, and then they used that to I think something happened where she kind of took over his throne. So names are very powerful. So these women are these primordial goddesses, they're so old that the Yorubas, we call them with their praise names. So because we respect them deeply, we call them our mothers. So that's Iyami.
Iyami.
So that just means my mother. That's all, because we don't know their real name. And you can attribute them with the white color. You can say Aje Funfun, the white Aje. But to say, oh, this is Oshun, this is Imoja, this, you don't know their real names. They have hundreds of praise names. So I'm going to go into, because again of my Western training, my training in Western spirituality, I will go deep into the color symbolism. So all the symbols on this card, the owl, the cowrie shell on the forehead, the white background, the dark matter behind her, the birds, the number of the birds. So everything will be broken down.
Yes, beautiful. I can wait. I imagine you.
Yeah, so that's basically the basis of it. So I've been really kicking around this idea since 2011, and I was very reluctant and even scared and even intimidated because I'm not used to this, public blah blah blah. So it wasn't until like when COVID hit.
Very good.
Yeah, in the end of 2020, that's when I was given the instructions that I have to start, and I did.
Yeah,
me too. And it's been and I've just been like doing it slowly by myself, and I've completed 44 of them. There's 3 artists. Yeah, 3 artists that I'm working with. And we're all Nigerians, and that was really important for me to make sure everybody on the project is from West Africa, because I really wanted to contribute something from West Africa into the Western spiritualist community to say, this is what we have to offer. And it's not so different to what you know. Yeah, that's it.
It's amazing because I was guided through you. Like from all deck that I saw, I was like, I have to have this one. and and as soon as I found your deck on Indiegogo, I had to send you a message on Instagram and let you know how powerful the drawing are. And wow, the potential that I see.
Thank you.
I'm very amazed by what you are doing right now.
Thank you. So this is Oshun. So everybody knows Oshun. So this is one of our aspects. This is just one of our aspects because you know, like all of us, like I was telling Nubia yesterday, we all have different personalities at different times, different age times, and these deities are the same way. They don't just have one aspect. Yes, exactly. She's about abundance, but she's also a diviner. That's why you see the cowrie shells. She's also a business woman. She's also a strategist.
Yes, that's why she manifests abundance.
Yeah. So I'm going to be like there's going to be 3 different aspects of Oshun depicted in the work. So I'm going to break it down so people know that she's not just one way. She's a warrior as well. There's a warrior aspect to her that many people do not know. You know, many people think Oya is a warrior, but Oya actually has a softer side too. She has a beautiful side. She has like beautification of the body. You know, she actually was the reason why Shango likes Oya so much out of all his wives, my teacher was telling me, was because she used to take care of him. She used to take care of his skin. She told him about, you know, putting, you know, stuff on his skin to make it look smooth, braiding his hair, even wearing a little bit of man jewelry. So sometimes when you see authentic Shango priests, they will have on braided hair, elaborate hair, and they will look, you know, just pretty. That's Oya's touch. So those are the kind of things, nuances that I want to really bring forth to say, yes, you know, that these deities, they have so many multiple faces like us. You know, like us, because we are not all just one way. We have like different moods, different times, different, even age. How you were when you were 15 is not how you are now.
Exactly. And you can look younger, older, and older, younger. So, and like you move, like it changed, and all that is the aspect of the everything of the So we have to understand that. That's why I fall into astrology too, because it's like you are studying the behavior of the planet and the stars, and it's related with the behavior of the Orisha too, or or the Kemet Neteru. So it's linked.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm very glad that you introduced. I mean, it's gonna be short for today, but like there is something that, because you have a lot to present.
Yes.
So we're gonna give appointment like that. I'm gonna
and it's really great, and I have to give you your props, because I told you this, you know, in behind the scenes, and I'm the kind of person I speak, you know, whatever I say behind the scenes, I say it in public, because I don't have any. Sometimes it gets me in trouble in my mouth, but I don't really care. You know, you're like the first. No, for real, you're the first Black woman to actually publicly support me, and I'm never gonna forget that.
And I don't understand why, because when I look at your work, it talks for itself. So for me, it should be something that gives this energy, because I heard so many times around me, my sisters and brothers telling me how they want an oracle that look like them, that give them, like we don't want to see white Egyptian. We don't want to see white shaman. We want something close to our reality, to our history, to our future.
Exactly.
And so if we want, we have to invest on people who do the work for us in this way. And this is something I was surprised because you are in England, and for me it was different. I thought it was about a question of mentality where people have to evolve on that here. And you just telling me that we have to evolve on that everywhere.
I think the problem is that we as Black people collectively, doesn't matter where you are in the world, many would not admit it, but we look down on our culture and we don't have a choice because we've been brainwashed. Because if you live in a society in a fishbowl that tells you anything dark, especially the darker the skin, the worse it is, and you have all this negative, like Nigeria where I'm from, all the negativity, people will not admit it, but they have a subconscious distrust and a bias. They have a subconscious. They will not admit it, and many of them are in the conscious community. Many of them are in the Pan-Africanist community, but we will not admit it.
That's the worst part of it.
Side. And this comes into, and this is about shadow. This is about shadow. This is about admitting what you are scared of or what you don't know. So I think it has a lot to do with it, because when you see someone, you're just like, well, who is this girl? Where is she? She's Nigerian. Is this a scam? That's just what I feel like people thought at the beginning, because I think when I was talking about it, nobody really took me seriously. And I think as I progressed, they were like, okay, we still want to see her complete this because we're not sure. Whereas in the other community, they're not that way. And this is something that I really want to go deep into, because we can't say as Black people there's a lack of representation, yet when you see sincerity in somebody doing something that you say is needed, there's no support. Because that's telling the universe. So the universe is just going to give you what you are putting out there. Like you were saying about the representation. There's an Orisha deck that all the characters are white, Caucasian, like white, or Orisha, Ogun, or Orumemela. This guy depicts them as white. There's no outrage in the community. If you dare do that to Hinduism, if you dare do that to Shintoism, if you dare do that to the I Ching, and you start putting people, those people will rise up. But us, it's just a silence. It's just a silence. So I won't go too deep off on the soapbox. But all I know is that you're the first Black woman that actually publicly support me too, and I'm not gonna forget that. And the fact that you're on the other side of the world, and I think it's a good thing to link. I just think it's a good thing to link. I'm not really upset per se,
because you are invited here. You are invited in Guadeloupe.
Yeah, exactly. Perhaps it's happening for a reason. Perhaps I am supposed to do this by myself. It's fine. I'm almost at the finish line. It is going to be done regardless. But I'm not going to lie and say that I wasn't taken aback by the lack of support. I was. Now I'm used to it, and I understand the reason that there's a bias that we have against another Black person. Us Black people forget the others, that when we see each other, we don't want to admit it, but there is a bias, and it needs to be faced, because otherwise, if it's not faced, things are just going to remain the same.
Wow. We have to change. We have to realize it as a community. We have to realize the energy that we put in ourselves and the energy that we put in our community. That's very important. In the creator, people who are creative, that bring innovation for us. Yeah. And I'm very ready to see your the complete work, and I will promote it after, because before and after, because I see that it's gonna be amazing.
I agree. I agree. So, and even your work as well. That's why I said we should do I'll make myself available at least once a week. We'll do readings for people. You use your work, I'll use mine. So you see how it links. Because that's really the whole point of me doing this, is to show that in West African spirituality, if you're a tarot reader, there's a common denominator there. You'll be able to recognize certain concepts. So, and I like to show and improve. We have numerology in our tradition in Orisha. We have color science. We have name, especially the power of the word. That's why we always say Ashe, because Ashe means, there's like not one meaning to it. It just says, yes,
many
so
meanings.
It bees. So it has what you're saying has become a reality. So you're pushing that manifestation. Ashe is a powerful word when you're trying to manifest, because you're saying, yes, it is done.
Yeah, and it's related to ancestor.
Yes, yeah, because it's just been in the Yoruba tradition, because the Yoruba language is so old, certain words cannot be translated straight into English, because English is a very young language. So like Ashe,
and
something like Ashe, I can give you 20 different meanings for it, because it's the feeling behind the words. There is no actual word for me to say Ashe means this. No, because it's so old. But what it does imply is that you're pushing what you're saying into reality. So if I say I'm going to live long, you say Ashe. So that means that what I say is going to happen. Yeah.
Yes. Ashe. Ashe. You're gonna be prosperous. Ashe.
Ashe.
Yes. Because can I say that you are a daughter of Oshun, right? And of Yemaya?
I'm not. I mean, I like to unofficially call myself such, but I'm not necessarily initiated.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily initiated. What I am officially initiated to is Olokun. I'll show you the Olokun means Olokun, Olokun means the owner of the ocean and the seas.
Wow.
Show you.
So it's definitely related to Yemaya. Last season.
He and she is very close. He and she, because I made this depiction very very ambiguous in regards to the sex, because this deity is very old, and he and she, they have a female and male aspect.
Yes.
Some say that Olokun is the daughter of Yemaya. Some say Yemaya is the daughter of Olokun.
Yeah, the androgyny.
It really depends. Yeah, it really depends on who you ask. So this is the only official path that I can say I am initiated into. I work with Oshun. I work with Yemaja. I work with those and their energies, but I can't say, because that's just the way my tradition is. They come up a lot when I do my stuff. Oshun and Yemaja. I work. As a matter of fact, the back, then the color. This is just a plain back. This color, this in indigo, and this outfit that I have on,
indigo, beautiful,
is very, very significant to Yemoja. Very significant. So I work with her energy a lot, and I'm going to. The back is going to be designed in that indigo blue color, because Yemoja is the source, and I will break it down again in my work. She is really the source of everything.
Yes. So can we because we plan, like, it's too early because you have to finish to like the printing and everything. You have a lot of work to do before, but like, because my audience is French, like it's a plan for us, that make it accessible to French people too.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's a brilliant idea, and that's Nubia's idea, guys.
Yeah, because people are gonna ask for it in French.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, I will leave that to you, because I'm not French orientated. But if you feel as if there's going to be a audience for it, I'm 100% for it. And and guys, like the guidebook, I'm telling you, it's going to be unlike anything you've ever seen. Like, I have hired the best designer that I can find for the guidebook.
Looking at the card, I believe you.
Yeah, honestly, I really wanted this to be, I wanted these women to be presented in a very, very,
wow.
The only word I can use it is VIP. To me, they're VIPs. So these are the 3 Iyas.
Super goddess. Beautiful.
So everything about this project is just going to be the best. So the guidebook is going to be amazing. I can safely say that there isn't a guidebook that is as intricate design and as beautiful as what I'm. Because another thing I didn't like. Yeah, I share, right? Another thing I didn't like was like when I look on the scene and I look at other people's, some of the works that are out there, the cards are beautiful, their work is amazing. But then when you look at the guidebook, I'm like, you could have done a little bit, the guidebook could be a little bit more fluffed up. So that's one thing I wanted to change. Like I really want to invest in everything from the card stock, the quality of the card, I just came from.
It's very detailed.
Yeah, and everything. So when that is ready, I would just transfer that over to you, and we can start the translation. And yeah, I'm for that 100%. I think it will be a good way again to bridge, because it's about bridge. You can bridge. I'm from the English speaking side of Africa, and you'll be touching the French speaking side of the African diaspora. I think that's great.
Nubi Ankh said, Aminat, you are brilliant. Thank you for your persistence.
Oh, that's my friend on Facebook. I've known her for years, yeah.
So she's very right, Ashe.
Thank you, Ashe. Yeah.
Yeah, I need this oracle in my life because it's gonna teach me a lot about the Yoruba culture, which I feel very related. I made this DNA test, and as a African from the diaspora, the way they don't let us to know where we are from. So it's a need for me. I need to know this part of my culture that they don't want me to have access. And you're giving me this big, beautiful opportunity, So I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I want to do it kind of short for today. Next week we're gonna talk 1 hour. We're gonna have a meeting maybe the same day. We will see. I will let everybody know. And like I'm very thankful for you being here. Yeah, and giving me this opportunity to present your beautiful work.
Yeah, and then also, guys, this is one of the paintings. So this is why it takes so long. So some of the paintings are actually this big. So you guys, look at the work.
Wow. So les cartes, en fait, elles sont immenses. Wow. Amazing. Amazing.
So a quick, I think you guys will enjoy this. This is another one of the deities. This is another one of the female Orishas that's hardly spoken about. So this lady, this Orisha, this woman, elder, is called Agalu Orisha, Agalu, and she is the deity of the drum, right? So her son here is actually called Ayon. If there's any Orisha people watching, they will know Ayon, because many will talk about her son.
Wow, look at the detail on the shirt, on everything, the skin.
Yeah, so but they don't talk about her. So that was, so that's one of the reasons why, I wanted really to bring forth this work, is to talk about those female, and another thing, guys, one thing I noticed in my tradition is a lot of the male deities will be uplifted. It will be only a couple of female deities that are like Oshun and Yemoja. Everybody knows them. Beyonce, everybody's that. But there's so many other female deities that are powerful. She's the mother of sound.
Of sound.
She's the mother of sound.
Is she related to music?
She's the mother of music. If there's a saying, if there's no ayon, if there's no drumming, there's no Orisha. There is no civilization. So when I heard that saying, I was like, well, how come she's never really celebrated? And do you know this is the first time that anyone actually depicted her? This is the first time.
Wow. I never knew about